Throughout history, islands have often been forgotten by the world. Yet sometimes it is these very islands that hold the keys to our past. And nowhere is this truer than in the Philippines, a nation of more than 7,000 islands scattered like jewels across the Pacific. For centuries, outsiders saw Filipinos as a people tucked away at Asia's edge, shaped only by foreign empires, China, Spain, America. But modern science is now forcing a reevaluation. What if Filipinos are not just an isolated group, but in fact the lost tribe of the Pacific, a people whose ancestors helped shape half the ocean world? Let's start with the vastness of the Pacific Ocean. Stretching across a third of the planet, it was once thought impassable for ancient peoples, but Austronesians, the ancestors of today's Filipinos, Polynesians, and many others, proved otherwise. Thousands of years ago, they set sail in wooden boats, guided only by the stars, winds, and waves. They did what no one else on Earth dared to do. They colonized the Pacific. From Hawaii to New Zealand, from Easter Island to Madagascar off the coast of Africa, traces of Austronesian language, culture, and seafaring remain, and at the very heart of this story lies the Philippines. Why? Because the Philippines is home to one of the richest diversity of Austronesian languages on Earth. In fact, more than 170 languages are spoken here, a clue that this is not just a random stop on the Austronesian journey, but one of its central homelands. Linguists often say, where diversity is highest, origins are deepest. That makes the Philippines one of the strongest candidates for the birthplace of Pacific voyaging culture. But it's not only about language. Look at the boats. Traditional Filipino vessels like the Balangay and Para resemble the great Polynesian double-hulled canoes that carried humans across thousands of miles of ocean. Archaeological digs in Butuan have uncovered Balangay boats dating back over 1,000 years, proof of an advanced maritime culture. Some historians even argue that the Philippines was exporting seafaring technology long before Europeans knew the Pacific even existed. And then there's the DNA. Recent studies have shown that Polynesians, from Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, even Easter Island, carry genetic signatures that trace back to island Southeast Asia, especially the Philippines. That means when Polynesians look back to find their ancestors, their trail leads to Filipino shores. But why call Filipinos the lost tribe? It's because history rarely gave them credit. The world celebrated Polynesians as bold navigators. It marveled at Easter Island statues and Hawaiian wayfinding, yet it forgot the homeland. The Philippines, despite being the central hub of Austronesian dispersal, was left out of the spotlight. Think about it. Without Filipino ancestors, Polynesia might not exist. Without Filipino voyagers, Madagascar, halfway around the world in Africa, might not speak a language with Austronesian roots. The Philippines is the thread that ties the Pacific together. And there's something almost poetic about this. For centuries, colonizers tried to tell Filipinos their story began with Spain in 1521. But long before Magellan, long before European maps even showed the Pacific, Filipinos were already shaping history, connecting oceans, uniting islands, and building one of the most extraordinary maritime legacies on Earth. So, are Filipinos the lost tribe of the Pacific? In truth, they may be more than that. They may be the founding tribe, the source, the root from which so many Pacific peoples blossomed.